Peace. What's good? How y'all doing? This is ZaZa Ali. Today is Sunday, December 29th. I pray that this message reaches you all in the best of health, spirit, and mind. I am doing well. I was going to do this video live. That was my original intention. I'm just putting a little bit of background music on. I was going to do the video live, but I'm really trying to end my year off on a positive note and kind of be very mindful of, you know what I'm saying, what I give my attention and energy to, and really just kind of nurturing, you know what I'm saying, my spirit and my mindset to start my 2020 and end my 2019 off in the right spirit. So I don't want to deal with the trolls. I don't want to deal with the chat room. And this is an important message that I've been thinking about for my own personal perspective, obviously, and something that I wanted to share with you guys. And a conversation that I had, a consultation that I had last week, which basically reiterated everything I'm about to say. And I'm going to give you a little example of her experience. And I know she won't mind because obviously I'm not going to, talk about her personally, but just her lesson that she's going through in life right now just really kind of reiterated to me why I needed to do this video and why this conversation is important. First, let me see. I did say I was going to record myself for Instagram, so let me do that. I'm trying to cut my my workload down. So I'm okay. There we go. You can see me here. Okay. So the point that I wanted to make about time, about recognizing your time, respecting your clock, is very important. And I'm going to give you guys an example of her particular situation, which will kind of tie this all in. First, let me say real quick, if you follow me on Facebook, remember to sign up for my email list. At the end of this month, I will no longer be on Facebook. When I come back, I will be setting up a business account, which will be in the spring. So just be mindful of that. Sign up for my email list so that you can keep in contact with me. And whatever platform you watch me on, sign up for my email list. So this particular sister has been looking for a job consistently for 6 months. And she has been really, really struggling with not being able to get a job. And because of the struggle, it is permeating the inability, and this was, our conclusion of the conversation, permeating her inability and exasperating her inability to actually find a job. And so what I was telling her and what I was planning on telling you guys in this video anyway, and what absolutely applies to me and my year this year, is sometimes we have to respect our personal clocks. There's certain points, seasons, as we would call them, in our lives where we're supposed to be moved, we're supposed to be, very mentally active. There are certain times when we're supposed to be very emotionally active. There are certain times when we're supposed to be very physically active, very spiritually active. When a woman gives birth, woman and man, but particularly a woman, gives birth to a child, a newborn, that is a very emotionally active time in her life. For me, because I am an intellectual and a student and a researcher, I tend to be more mentally active and intellectually active all the time. And sometimes I fall short spiritually or emotionally or even physically at times because I am extremely mentally active during certain periods of time. But that is a marker, so to speak, of my personality. And all of us have like personality markers where, you are more prone to be heavier in the spiritual capacity, heavier in the, mental capacity, emotional capacity, and physical capacity, right? So from that vantage point, when you step back and assess your life, like let's use 2019, for instance, me bumping my head up against my own life and really trying to figure out and discover the best way to continue my work and to, do my business, take care of my son, etc. And the ways that I was going about it were not in alignment with my higher calling or my soul's purpose. How do I know that? Because it wasn't working out, right? So at a certain point, I had to pivot and respect the clock of my own personal life, meaning I have to recognize that, okay, maybe it's not time for this particular aspect, the mental aspect, the physical aspect, the emotional, etc. Maybe this is not supposed to play out at this time. Maybe there are other aspects of my personal self, the fullness of myself, that need to be nurtured in the process in order for me to get to where I am trying to go, right? And the other thing is that, when we are not in alignment with our soul's purpose, it increases hardships and difficulties. And most of the time you don't know this until, hindsight is 2020. But just looking back at certain time periods within my life, and me wanting to go left or going left, but knowing intrinsically, the little thing that nags you in the back of your mind, in the back of your spirit, that intrinsic kind of nagging that's letting you know you should really be focused on this, you should really be doing this. But because of life's responsibilities, or because of certain things that we think are the best way, sometimes we kind of fall short of the way we should go during those time frames or during those specific situations that will serve us well. So I was talking to my homegirl earlier today, and I was just, we were talking about, like, when you are in alignment with your soul's purpose, when you are going after your heart's desires, your soul's desires, that you actually get like an extra power boost, so to speak, an extra backing, if that's the right language, from the universe. Now, let me clarify this, because the universe is like not particular in any sort of way. Like, oh, okay, you're on the wrong path, I'm not going to be with you today. Okay, you're on the right path, okay, I'm going to be with you today. It's not like that, but it is particular to positive energy, positive vibration, and higher vibrational frequencies, which the love, gratitude, abundance, appreciation, enthusiasm, inspiration, right? High vibrational emotions and frequencies are more catered to, if that's the right language to use. And I don't want to get too scientific with this. So when we say, divine favor, it's not like you are being someone or something is sitting on the top of a hill and judging whether you're going left or whether you're going right and saying, yep, that's it. Nope, that's not it. It's an energetic thing, and it's all based on consciousness. So when we talk about being in alignment with the soul's purpose, let's just, all of us personally, analyze our, year, the year that you had, how many wins you had, how many losses you had, and when you feel like you got in a rhythm where things were going well for you. Okay, I had one win. Okay, now I got momentum. Okay, now, okay, I didn't expect that. Good came out of nowhere. Blessings came out of nowhere. The work that you've been doing for so long has panned out, etc., etc. Those are wins. And they don't always have to be material wins. Sometimes it's just, things kind of moving and heading in the right direction. Let me drink some water. So again, respecting the process of the clock. Now, like I was telling the sister that I was doing a consultation with, it's clear that right now you are on a path or a trajectory that needs your internal attention and focus on something else, because there's so much momentum in the way of, I can't get a job, I can't get a job, I need a job, I don't have a job, I can't get a job. There's so much momentum in that space that she's not really able to turn the tides, so to speak, in a real tangible right now kind of way. And the funny thing about it is that if she were able to get a job, and maybe she has gotten a job, it's been a week or so, maybe she cleaned up her energy, or maybe something panned out for her. But if she were to get a job in a space where she was very insecure about the whole experience that she's been through with constant rejection, and then the some other stuff that we were talking about as far as like life experience, she would have attracted a job that would have magnified the mental space and the spiritual and emotional space that she was in at that time. So it would have ended up being a situation that was not going to serve her well in the bigger scheme of things. And this is what happens a lot of time. I've talked to a lot of people in consultations and even with clients, where we walk into these work environments and we have these underlying things that are kind of sitting beneath the surface, that are kind of festering, energetic, dispositions, for lack of a better word. That was too nerdy, but you know what I'm saying. Energetic, energies that are sitting beneath the surface, whether it's low self-esteem or fear of rejection or fear of failure or fear of success, or problems with energetic leaks that we have within our family, unresolved communication, unresolved issues and whatnot. So these things kind of fester beneath the surface, and then we go out into the world, and it's kind of like paint being on your fingertips, where everything you touch, you're touching with that energetic stamp. Stamp is the right word I should have used, right? So if she had gone into a job, into a business type setting, she was going to bring that frequency and that energy with her, and it would have been mirrored back to her by way of a coworker, by way of her boss, by way of, a client or some sort of experience that she would have had. So my recommendation to her, and it gave her a lot of inner calm and resolution, was that she had to respect her personal clock. Meaning, okay, I've tried everything. The momentum is not in my favor as far as getting a job right now. Maybe the universe is giving me a lesson and helping me to formulate a different aspect of my mindset and my personality, so that I can, if I'm, here as far as my motivation for work, but I'm struggling here as far as my self-esteem, or I'm struggling here as far as, really learning how to do self-care, or this is not me talking to her, this is just in general. If I'm struggling with certain aspects of my inner being and really knowing what I want, really focused on the life that I desire, then I can up the ante in these aspects of my personality, in these aspects of my life, so I can be a little bit more even keel. And so for me, I had to do the same thing. I had to really step back and assess how I was moving when things were going really well in a certain area, but they were going horrible in another area. When I look back and really analyze those points in my life, I can see where the universe was giving me lessons. The universe was talking to me in different ways, and I wasn't respecting that process, and I wasn't respecting those signs and symbols and signals that were being bestowed upon me. And so I had to have experiences in order for me to help really resonate what those lessons at that time were. Now, it's not that I was being judged. It's not that I was being punished. It's that what was happening internally within me was being mirrored in my experiences, right? So with all of that being said, respect your personal clock. Wherever you are right now, if you've been grinding hard for 5 years or for 10 years and you haven't been able to break the glass ceiling, so to speak, respect the clock. Something else is at play. We measure our successes and our wins too much by material things or by the physical world. Remember, we are spiritual beings. You're a soul having a physical experience by way of your body and the human experience. So just remember, there's more going on beneath the surface of your world and of your life than what you actually realize. So respecting that process. And then the other thing that I wanted to say was that, a lot of times we overstay our welcome. Is that what I want to say? We overstay our welcome, or we allow other people to overstay their season in our lives. And I am completely not guilty of this, but I have done this and had to learn lessons because I knew in certain situations that certain people that were around me did not have my best interest at hand and were not looking out for my best interest. But because of A, B, C, D, whatever, I put that on the back burner in order to get the stuff that was in front of me taken care of without really putting my best interest at hand as my priority. So a lot of times we stay in relationships because we're scared to be alone. We stay in cities that are drowning us or in environments and communities and neighborhoods because we're afraid to move. We stay in friendships and connected to people because we're scared to let them go, and that includes family. We stay at jobs that are smothering us, that are not allowing us to fully be who we are meant to be, to fully, express ourselves the way that we best see fit because we're afraid of, money and, all of the other specifics that come with that, instead of stepping out on faith and knowing that we can attract something that is more in alignment with our soul's purpose. I had a lady tell me in a random conversation last week that she was scared to stop eating meat. She was scared to stop eating meat because she was worried about losing weight, and she was worried about, what did she say? I'm scared I'm going to get too skinny, and I'm scared that I am not going to feel full. She didn't say those words. That's basically what she was saying. Like, if you're going to have a diet or eat a certain way, it shouldn't be based on what you're afraid to do. It should be based on what's best for you and what's in your best interest, right? So many of our decisions are made from fear-based, lack-based consciousness. So when we talk about, the seasons of our lives, like, ask yourself, how much progress did you actually make mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically? Like, how can you really determine your marker point for the progress that you made? And don't let it all be just about money. Don't let it all be just about business and work, because that's only a portion of who you are in totality. And then not being afraid to recognize the seasons, right? And listen to the time clock of your life, meaning, I've had this friend for 20 years. She's the longest friend that I've had, but she keeps me involved in gossip. She keeps me involved in drama. Every time I get around her, something always pops off. But if this is somebody that is constantly bringing negativity in your life and you're holding on for the sake of holding on, you're not respecting the clock of your life. You're not respecting the message and the language that the universe is speaking to you and through you. If you're at a job or a business and you've been there for 10 years and you really, you've hit a ceiling, there's no ability to move up, there's no ability to get a raise, there's no ability to move up the ladder, so to speak, yet you are afraid to leave because I've been here for so long, it's the devil that I know. I'd rather deal with the devil I know than the devil that I don't know. That type of mindset, you're not respecting the season and the universal clock and your internal clock. We get signs and symbols and messages all the time from the universe. They come by way of people, places, and things. All prayers get answered through a man or a woman or a child, through a human being. All of our prayers get answered through our life experiences. So when you are praying for something or desirous or something and it's not coming, it's either, and it could be both of these things, I am not in alignment with that which I desire, meaning I say I want it, but I don't feel I can have it. I don't believe that I can have it, right? Or, excuse me, there are still some learning glitches that you have to go through in order to formulate the right type of energy so that you can be ready for those type of experiences. I've talked to clients before, women that are like, I don't feel like I can ever be in a relationship. I don't know, what's wrong with me. And then it's like, well, what do you want in a man? Well, I want a man who's this, and this. Okay, well, talk to me about what's going on in your life right now. And once we really uncover the issues that she may have, I'm like, if this man came into your life right now, you would destroy that relationship. You're not ready for that relationship right now. And that's why Peter and Tom, or Rodney, or whoever was in your life is in your life right now, or has taken you through this experience in order to get you prepared for what it is that you truly desire at the core of your being. So respect your clock. And you cannot put new wine in an old veil. I hope I'm saying it right, the word veil. Meaning that sometimes we have to shift gears. Sometimes it's consciousness. Sometimes it's the way we're feeling. Sometimes it's the way we're looking at life. Sometimes it's the house that we live in. Sometimes it's our environment. Sometimes it is the friends that we have around us. Sometimes it's the job that we've been holding on to for fear of moving forward. Sometimes it is, it's a lot of different things, but sometimes we have to uproot ourselves from our environments and the things that we're used to in order to really attract and manifest the things that we really truly desire in our lives. All right. So I just wanted to share that message with you guys. ZaZaAli.com is my website. Much love. I send you love and positive energy and the best that this world and this life has to offer. There's a paradigm shift that's happening on the planet, and I am extremely thankful to be here and to be a part of it. And I'm looking forward to a very prosperous 2020. Sign up for my email list. Make sure you guys stay connected with me, and because I'm going to be sending more. Most of my content is going to be through my website. So just make sure you stay in contact with me. And I love you guys. Peace and love.